My purpose with this KRV is not to put another knife in your pocket. Nope. Dude, you have enough knives purchased over the years here from the reviews and TMP probably. Good on you. I hope to turn you on to a lot more as the years go by. It's kind of my mission in life, to help you spend your money to improve your systems. If you're a longtime TMPer, dude, your systems are probably squared away, I hope. We're going to focus on an EDC system, but again, not for you. We're going to focus on one for your wife, your girlfriend, the important woman in your life. That's right. Which of these two knives is the best EDC choice? And by the way, I'm just sharing with you a purchase decision I did about 2 weeks ago for the woman in my life, Mrs. Nut and Fancy. And I bought one of these knives specifically for her, and I will tell you right now, she absolutely loves it. So much so that she is keeping it beside her bed. I'm not making that up. I'm like, why didn't you put that in your purse? And she does wear pants, but she's not going to clip a knife to her pants. She won't do that. She goes, I just like looking at it. Which of the two blades does she love the most? Can you guess? And it's going to be a square off video with that foundation. Best EDC knife for a woman, a girl. First up, H&K, that is the branding, but it's produced by Benchmade, model 14716. What is it, the Mini Aegis? I really don't like that name, by the way. I don't like the catalog number. It's just complicated, but it's a nice knife. Really nice knife. Look at that. Going up against, and I've been meaning to review this for a long time. Finally, it's going to be in this 2-for-1 KRV. The Ontario Rat 2. Oh! Now that is a showdown between two great EDC blades. Which one does Mrs. Nut and Fancy prefer the most? Now, watch the whole video before you launch into the comments. Yes, you may know already. But we have to talk about the specifics of the two blades, don't we? To kind of show, I don't know, important factors between the two knives. And it's really an interesting study between two different price levels. This one is, I'm going to ballpark it around 120 to 135. This one's a lot less, way less, 40-ish. Don't hold me to those prices, but around. So you could buy two of these for one of those, easy. So it's an interesting case study, for value. For where the rubber hits the road in EDC, and that's our philosophy of use. We are laser beam focused on that. A utility knife that we can carry with us, well, in this case, not us, but your wife can carry with her to get her daily cutting chores done. Which one? Which one? Which one? I'm not going to throw any other POU out there other than, a perhaps collectible. Nah, I'm not putting that one out there. I don't think either knife is really that collectible. They're user knives, EDC knives, no tactical use. No, utility knives, enough said on that. How about weight, and is it important to the woman in your life? I'm not talking in general, because if your wife is like mine, she obsesses about her weight all the time. I know, seriously, all the time. It's almost that she's not fun to go out and eat with, because she's like eating salads. I can't eat that. And it's, I don't know. I support her in it, but just as a little aside. Yeah. No, we're talking about the weight of the knives. They're identical, really. 3 ounces for the Benchmade, and then the Ontario Rat 2, 2.8, identical weights. And they're small knives. Let me see what I have for EDC today. Well, no surprise. It's an Endura 4 FFG. Just for size comparison, you can see they're much smaller than the Endura, both of them. And together, they're about the same size. Pretty much identical. So they're fast in hand. They're easy to integrate and carry. Let's look at the thicknesses. this is a very important aspect to EDC, and especially with the lovely lady in your life. They're about the same. I will say this one, if we're talking about feel, the HK, God, I hate saying this number, 14716, long number, feels chunkier in hand to me. This feels thinner, more svelte, big word. Steels are very different, and this is where some of the price difference comes from. That and the locking mechanisms. One's more complex, stronger, the other one's more simple, straightforward. First, the steels. Os 8 on the bottom, and this one is wearing the Nut and Fancy sharpened edge. Sick. Nice edge on that, as not a factory edge. And this one is D2. And if this knife is successful, maybe it lives on in different steels that Benchmade does once in a while. D2 is a good steel. This one's coated. I think that's black tie-dye. And it's a great steel. Which one would I prefer between the two of them for EDC use? All day long, D2 for me. I would. It's just going to sharpen, or need to be sharpened less than the Os 8. The Os 8 that Ontario uses is okay, but it dulls readily. It's kind of like the VG10, but here I am carrying VG10. This one's also wearing my edge. And, you know, they sharpen quick enough. They're okay. I'd prefer something, you know, harder wearing. The D2 would be it. Now this, well, I won't tell you where these knives come from. Not quite yet. But it gets to the fact that I haven't done extensive cutting tests with that one D2 steel. There's a hint bomb right there. Okay, how about the blade shapes? Which one would your wife prefer most? There we go, back to the foundation of the video. Well, that's a good question, Nutton. I don't think my wife knows anything about blade shapes. I hear what you're saying, but she knows about knives more than you know. Because if she cooks, she's using knives in the kitchen. She just knows what works. I will tell you from my experience, she will like that blade choice better. 2 reasons. And the first you're probably not even thinking of. Can you guess? If you said aesthetics, you're a wise man. Because this is more, and this is kind of a funny KRV because we're talking about what women like in knives. Not that I'm an expert, but I do have a few data points to share with you, which I am. They won't like this, the looks of it. It's too masculine, this abrupt, unsharpened swedge coming down. It just looks, I don't know, less appealing to the females in our life. This one, on the other hand, I know this is so funny. They'll love this one. It's just more elegant looking, and they'll say, oh, that looks cool. I just like the, you know, the looks of it. But beyond that, the second thing I was going to share with you, boop, 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 second thing, is utility. So you can roll cut with this one. So it has that nice belly. It's full flat ground. It probably reminds her of a mini kitchen knife. No, I'm not saying that women do all the cooking in our lives. You want the dead truth? Here's another side road you'll love. Mrs. Nut and Fancy doesn't cook at all. No. If there's any cooking to be done, I do it. Yeah, how's that? But maybe they do. Maybe they love cooking. Maybe it's their hobby. So now getting back to me, my preference, I too would like that. Maybe that's the feminine side of me coming out. I do. I like the belly. I've always said I love the Rat 1 blade. You know, I've had a special edition Rat 1 come out. We've talked about it a lot. It's still a Hall of Fame EDC knife. I'm talking about the larger version of this one. Love that blade shape. That beautiful, elegant drop point. And it's not just this knife that uses it. I mean, when they designed this knife, they just copied it from other makers. It's been out in the knife world forever, eons. This kind of reminds me of, you know, an AK-47 clip blade a little bit by Cold Steel. You know, it's okay. I like it. How about the thickness of the blades? Well, the Rat 2 is going to be thinner. And for EDC use, I like thinness. Both in the carry dimension and in the blade. It just will slice better. Remember, these are not fighting knives. They are just opening packages, doing food preparation. Cool. Steel, though, the quality would go to that. Speed of deployment. And we'll look at lockup here, too, and the different locking mechanisms. The Rats have always deployed very smoothly, very sure. I have a lot of use on my rats. So do crew members and friends of mine, and they will loosen up on you over time. And perhaps when that happens and you have to adjust the pivot point, you may lose the perfect centering it came with. So this one's centered pretty good. And I haven't messed with the, the pivot point yet. Just a little Torx adjustment here. It's phosphor bronze bushings in there, no surprise. And like we said, liner lock. And it locks up solidly. With hard use, this will loosen up and you'll have a little bit of rattle from experience. Okay, even the rat twos will be that way. And when we're looking in here, we see there's no skeletonizing at all. But it's only 2.8 ounces, so who cares, right? Well, it'd be nice if it was 2 ounces. I'd be excited with that. The axis lock, dude, it is amazing. And this is why, one reason, the D2 steel and the axis lock adding cost to this. Got to read the name again. The Axis Mini. God, can't you come up with a better name than that? Seriously. Call it the Stuka. I don't know why. I just came with that name. I know it's ridiculous. Great lockup, though. Totally ambidextrous. Strong. I just love it. Here's your stop pin on the HK. Also phosphor bronze bushings. Speed is excellent. Lockup, perfect. Blade centering, perfect. Another look at the Rat 2. Both great knives, though. I would give the nod to strength, not that your wife will really care, of course, to the Benchmade. Liner locks are good for medium to light duty tasks. You start thumping on them, they're going to, like we talked about already, develop some play, some wiggle, maybe fail on you. If you're really worried about strength, if your girlfriend's really worried about strength and her little EDC knife, get her the top one for sure. Handle construction. Quality goes to the Benchmade. It's high traction, high quality G10, kind of coffin shaped here. Maybe another reason your wife, girlfriend will not dig it as much. They don't like coffin stuff. They don't like death motif stuff. And if you think I'm wrong, go grab your wife, your girlfriend right now while this video is playing and ask her. Here, I'm just going to set it right here. Go grab her, pause it, and say, which knife do you like better? Just by looks, honey. Oh, wait. Let me improve the odds for her. You ready? And this is the knife I got, Mrs. Nut and Fancy. And I'm just going to go ahead and spoil the whole video right now. Boom! Okay, cat's out of the bag. Now pause the video. Ask your wife which one she likes better. And it's just going to be ridiculously easy for her to choose because it's pink. You could go back to when I had this one on the table and ask her. I bet you just by looks she chooses this one. Okay, but to the handles. Did you come back already? Pause. Which one did she choose? That one? I knew it. Knew it. Now watch someone go, no, my wife liked the top one better. And that's fine. Maybe she does. I don't know. Handles though. Kind of coffin shaped. Got G10 scales here. Really nice skeletonizing. And the 14716. Really nice. I love the coloration. These scales will come in different colors. Decent. And this is kind of a downside to the Rat 2. It's very slick plastic scales. They kind of mimic G10. They're not. So don't expect to find a lot of traction here. You won't. But they are very smooth. No hot spots, rounded. They look very good. My wife really, really digs this pink knife. She does. And I was really surprised how much she liked it. She's like, whoa, I really like that one. Pink things are kind of played, aren't they? It's like back in 2010, 11, everything was pink. And, you know, all these trends come and go. I think some items will still stand the test of time in a pink coloration. Maybe this knife is one of them. Handles are nice. I like both of them. If I were to take a preference for me, this hands down. Running in the pocket. This has a lot sharper edges. It has the choil right here. It's good, but it's just blockier and there's a few sharp transitions in there. Ergonomics will visit the clip design. I still have in this run and tip down for the misses. Because I think she's going to run, like I said, put this in her purse. That's why. And honestly, the Rats carry deeper if you run them tip down. This one here, I have tip up. Hey, I engraved that clip. That's cool. TMP, I forgot I did that. You're going to have that much showing out of the pocket. About the same, by the way, you're going to have with the Mini Aegis. Right there. So I like it when they bury really deep. I really do. It just makes a knife. Makes it super nice. So your wife, will it matter? It really depends on how she carries it. If she's going to run it in her pocket, which I highly doubt she will, but maybe she does. Yeah, maybe this is a better choice if she likes to tip down carrying. The clip between the two, which one would I choose for your wife? The bottom. You already know which one she likes best, so I don't know. No drama left. It's thinner. You don't need a big honking clip for a little EDC knife, and this is where I think Benchmade really went off on this. They should have a loop over clip, really small, high tensile, stainless steel, kind of maybe a loop over wire like we see on the Spyderco designs. I don't like this clip on this knife. This is more doable. Durability, nod will go to that. However, I will say the little rats in our use have been outstanding. Simply outstanding. I mean, running year after year. I'll say it again, will dull readily. And all this black, by the way, will rub off. I've only done a little bit of cutting on this one. And it's a Teflon. It's not a black titanium nitride. Kind of like a paint, actually. You can see it's running off on the top edge. Value. I'll have links to both of these. Amazon links if you want them. But really good prices. You should be a Prime member. If you're not, you're insane. We are, and that's where I ordered this one. And super cheap. So I think value, the value war goes definitely to the Ontario Rat 2. Yeah, I mean, your wife won't know about D2 steel, and she won't care. She'll know about aesthetics and how she likes a knife when she holds it. She'll just go, yeah, I really like it. And if you get it in that super awesome pink color, which, by the way, may sell out from this video. So if you like the knife, you should have ordered it already. Every time I do one of these things, the item sells out on Amazon. Sorry, it's just the way it is. And no, these are not the only two awesome blades for your girlfriend or wife. There's lots. And I'm just going to throw a couple on the table. You ready? First up, the Sog Mini Aegis. Oh, cryoed OS 8. Beautifully sharp at this point because it's wearing my edge. And pointed drop point blade on the Mini Aegis. This is a great backpacking blade. And when I did the review on the Mini Aegis, I said as much. It's only 2 ounces, so it's a full ounce lighter than everything on the table. And there's the kind of clip I'm talking about. See that? This typical deep carry saw clip. Let's see about thickness, dimension. Very similar. One thing I didn't talk about on ergonomics, I'm kind of glad I remembered it, is the deployment thumb studs. So on the Rat 2, they're ambidextrous, no volcano issues. Cutout is easily accessible. The jimping is pretty much, I wouldn't say worthless. It's about mid-pack. On the H&K Benchmade, how's the jimping? That's worthless. It's really, really bad. Another value option to consider, and your wife, you might want to think about this one too. I'll put a link for it. Is the Sog Twitch. Oh, I love this knife. Twitch 2 to be exact, especially in black. Look at the thickness on this. Dude, that is a thin blade. We'll put up against the H&K. Oh, night and day. Night and day. It doesn't have that super deep carry pocket clip, the Twitch and the blink. I love the blink as well. You might want to show your wife, your girlfriend, a picture of this knife as well. And look, it has kind of that same elegant drop point blade. Remember I said a lot of designers use it. Here we see it in the Sog. That's because it just works. The first knife review I ever did was a Sog Flash 2, right? And I raved then in 2008 about the beauty and functionality of the blade. Flat ground. This is the factory edge on this Twitch 2. It hasn't been used. I really love the black titanium nitride on it. Just a great knife. And it's funny, the Twitch 2 feels heavier in hand. It's pretty close to the same weight of all these knives. Totally worth it. Honestly, if you said, hey, of all the blades on the table at this point, which one would you buy? I'd have a very, very hard time choosing. It's really a matchup. I think this would come in probably down the line. I got one more to show you. Competitive option. The Cold Steel Mini Lawman at 2.4 ounces. And you want strength for your girlfriend's EDC knife. If she cares about it, she won't. But let's pretend she does. Dude, you cannot go wrong with a triad lock, right? Does have a freaking deep cutout for the mechanism. It looks kind of disconcerting there. Look how much metal is removed for that triad lock, but I've never broken a triad knife yet. Not yet. This is Teflon coated too. It'll wear off. OS 8A is a steal on this. And I think I bought this one off Amazon as well. Downside would be that freaking huge amount of knife protruding from your pocket with this stupid clip that Cold Steel puts on. I don't know why they did that. Maybe one day they get it right. But it's really the only downside of the blade. Great removable thumb studs, by the way. This one is hollow ground on the Mini Lawman. Good belly on the blade. Really sharp out of box. Triad lock we mentioned. Super thin. Good traction on the G10. It's really a nice knife for the money and for the weight. 2.4 ounces. Oh, should be on the list. So, you know, I kind of ruined it in the middle of the... You know she chose this knife by now, don't you? If not, she did. Mrs. Nut and Fancy, and she loves it. For her, and I always end with this, it has cool factor for her. Yeah, I showed her this knife. I was like, hey, do you want to carry this knife? She's like, nah. Nah, I'm not into it. And she couldn't really put her finger on why. She's just like, I'm just not into it. I had her hold it, and then, I don't know, this one, maybe, you know, the girls like the smoother scales. It's I don't know, more feminine. More feminine for them. I don't know. She loves it, and it makes me happy. For the small amount of money I spent on that, dude, what a great gift. And that's basically what this whole video is about for the girlfriend or wife in your life. Buy her one. And just surprise her with it. Get the pink one if you can. If you can't, and I'm talking the rat too, of course, you know, get the black one, the standard satin finished one. I'll try to put the links for several colorations as long as they last. They're all excellent. Don't get me wrong, I think the Benchmade's a really cool knife. I like it a lot, but it's kind of a value thing for me. You know, this one was $135. It's a good knife, a little bit too chunky for me. I do love that access lock though. End of review. See you later.